In 2018, an American missionary paid local fishermen a stack of cash to sneak him onto a forbidden island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. The night before he went in, he wrote a final letter to his parents. You guys might think I'm crazy in all this, but I think it's worthwhile to declare Jesus to these people. Please do not be angry at them or at God if I get killed. He was right. His body is still there. Nobody's allowed to go get it. Not the U.S. government. Not his own family. Nobody. But that's only the beginning. Because this island isn't just forbidden by choice. It's protected by law. Get caught trying to go near it, and you can be arrested. Actually land on it. And the people who live there have made it very clear what happens next. This is North Sentinel Island. And by the end of this video, I'll show you something genuinely surprising. There's a second forbidden island out there with almost the exact same rules, and it's not overseas. It's part of the United States. Stick around, because these two stories connect in a way you probably haven't heard before. Let's get into it. So, where exactly is this place? North Sentinel Island sits in the Bay of Bengal, part of India's Andaman Islands chain. It's small, about the size of Manhattan, covered in thick jungle, ringed by coral reefs that make it extremely difficult to reach by boat. But the geography isn't what makes this place famous. It's who's on it, the Sentinelese, a tribe that has lived on this island with extremely limited outside contact for an estimated 55,000 to 60,000 years. Think about that for a second. Agriculture, writing, cities, the internet, all of that happened after these people were already living roughly how they live now. Empires rose and fell. Continents were discovered and colonized, and the Sentinelese simply stayed where they were, preserving a way of life with almost no outside influence. We don't know their population for certain. Estimates range from 50 to 200 people. We don't know their language. We don't know what they call themselves. We know almost nothing about them, because every time someone has tried to get close enough to find out, it never ends well. So at this point, you're probably wondering, why doesn't someone just send in a team, make contact, find out what's really going on? Well, the last time a government actually tried that, it went badly and not in the way you'd expect. In 1974, a film crew from National Geographic sailed toward North Sentinel with an armed escort, hoping to make peaceful contact. They brought gifts, a miniature plastic car, a live pig, some coconuts, a doll. They got close to shore. The Sentinelese responded with a hail of arrows. One arrow hit the film director directly in the thigh. The crew retreated. Strangely, the pig and the doll they left behind were killed and buried right there on the beach. Almost like a message. This wasn't a one-time thing either. Through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, the Indian government made repeated contact expeditions, anthropologists, Coast Guard visits, even regular gift drop-offs meant to build trust. Sometimes it seemed to work. In 1991, for the first time in recorded history, some Sentinelese approached a boat unarmed and accepted coconuts directly from the hands of the team. For a moment, it looked like decades of effort might actually pay off. And then, almost as suddenly as it started, contact attempts were abandoned altogether by the late 90s. Officials had realized something important, something that changes how you should think about this whole forbidden island idea. Here's the part people miss. It's not really about them being hostile toward us. It's about what we could do to them, without even meaning to. The Sentinelese have no immunity to modern diseases. Something as mild to us as a common flu or measles could wipe out their entire population within weeks. This isn't hypothetical. It's already happened to nearby tribes. The Great Andamanese, another indigenous people from nearby islands, went from roughly 5,000 people in the 1800s to under 50 today, largely because of diseases brought by outsiders. So in 1996, India made a decision. Stop trying to contact the Sentinelese entirely. Let them be. For decades, India has strictly enforced a total ban on travel near the island, a ban that actually dates back to a 1956 law protecting the tribes of the Andaman Islands, and one that stayed firmly in place even when the government relaxed tourism rules for nearby islands in 2018. And that's the law still in place when an American man decided to break it. Before we come back to that story, there's something from 2004 you need to hear first. one of the strangest parts of this story. Researchers still aren't entirely sure how they knew. December 2004, the Indian Ocean tsunami, one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history, killing over 230,000 people across a dozen countries. The Andaman Islands got hit hard. North Sentinel, a low-lying island right in the tsunami's path, should have been devastated. Days later, the Indian Coast Guard flew over the island to check for survivors, expecting the worst. What they found instead, a lone Sentinelese man standing on the beach, aiming a bow and arrow up at the helicopter. They weren't just alive, they appeared completely unharmed. Somehow, this tribe with no written language and no modern warning systems had read the signs of the coming wave and reached higher ground before it hit. Researchers believe they may rely on generational knowledge most modern communities have lost, reading animal behavior, wave patterns, and subtle environmental cues passed down over thousands of years. Whatever it was, it worked. They survived a disaster that killed 250,000 people elsewhere in the region. I'll admit, that detail still gives me chills every time. If stories like this genuinely get to you, drop a in the comments. I read every single one, and some of her theories on this are worth their own video. Now, let's get into how this whole thing turned deadly. Just a heads up, what happens next is disturbing. If that's not your thing, feel free to skip ahead about 90 seconds. But if you want to know exactly how it went down, let's get into it. November 2018. John Chau, a 26-year-old American missionary, arrives near the Andaman Islands with one goal: reach North Sentinel and convert the tribe to Christianity, despite it being both illegal and, by his own admission in his journal, potentially fatal. He paid local fishermen roughly $350 to take him close to the island, then paddled the rest of the way alone in a kayak. On his first attempt, the tribe fired arrows at him. One struck his waterproof Bible. He retreated to the boat, patched himself up, and soon after went back for the final time. The fishermen who dropped him off watched from a distance as Sentinelese tribespeople dragged his body along the beach and buried it in the sand. Indian police attempted to recover his remains. They couldn't safely land. To this day, John Chau's body remains on North Sentinel Island. His death sparked a real debate across the U.S. and beyond. Was he a reckless trespasser who endangered a vulnerable tribe? Or a man following his faith to its most extreme conclusion? There's no clean answer to that one, but there is a clear legal one. And here's the part most people miss in this whole story. The Indian government isn't just allowing this isolation to continue. They're actively enforcing it, with real laws and real consequences. The reason goes a little deeper than just protecting a tribe. Under Indian law, it's illegal to travel within roughly 5 nautical miles of North Sentinel Island. Violators face arrest and imprisonment. Photography of the tribe is restricted. Even scientific research has been almost entirely shut down since the mid-90s. Officially, this is about disease protection and human rights, letting indigenous people live exactly as they choose, without interference. And that's genuinely the case here. But here's what's worth remembering, because it matters in a second. North Sentinel isn't the only forbidden island on Earth with rules this strict. There's another one. No visitors, no exceptions, and a story that's a little more complicated than most people realize. This one isn't in the Indian Ocean, though. It's in the United States. And unlike North Sentinel, where the isolation is about protecting an ancient tribe from modern disease, Nihoa's story is different. It's privately owned. Access has been tightly controlled by one family for over 150 years. The official explanation is simple. Everything else is where things get interesting. So here's the takeaway. North Sentinel proves there are still places on Earth, right now, in 2026, that we simply cannot touch. And at least here we understand why. The next island I'm about to show you has a very different story. It's called Nihoa, the Forbidden Island, sitting right there in Hawaii, part of the United States, hiding in plain sight this whole time. If North Sentinel got under your skin a little, Nihoa is about to go even deeper. It's right here. Go.